what's going on, guys? My name is Kinemaster and today I'm going to be reviewing the Baiwei Weapon Master TW-1026, also known as the knockoff of the Studio Series 14 Ironhide. Now, I've been following the development of this figure for quite some time now, ever since Baiwei announced that they're going to be releasing the knockoff Studio Series 14. I was extremely excited because this is going to be my second Ironhide figure ever. The first one is way back when in KFC lineup toys. That's my first Ironhide figure. It's not super posable, of course, but this guy is gonna be my second one. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a huge upgrade. So that's why after all this month, I finally bought the figure. So I'm gonna tell you guys the accessories that it got, the posability, the build quality, and of course the car mode, of course, as well. So first of all, let's talk about the detail first. Let's start off with the head itself. The detail on the head is actually fantastic. Now it has some battle scars over here, some Cybertronic hieroglyphs, and his broken eye and his normal eye all sculpted nicely with this mount as well. If you guys didn't know, his right eye is damaged very badly during the war for Cybertron. And I think they took this head from the Masterpiece figure because from everything that I see, the reviews that I've watched of the Studio Series original figure and the Masterpiece one, this looks closely more to the Masterpiece figure. I could be wrong, but anyway, that's one. You have this detail over here, looks fantastic. The headlight also as well looks nice. I always loved the design in Ironhide in the very first movie. This just looks so badass in my opinion with all the cannons. And look at the cannon itself, looks pretty nice. Down to the mechanical detail, into the nozzle, looks really nice. Then same of course to his missile cannon also as well, looks really nice. Sculpted really nice. The mechanical detail looks really nice. And has I think the sculpt for the right hand one is different than the original figure. I think it looks fine. Okay. Another thing to point out about the chest is this one is die cast metal, I believe, because it's cold to the touch. And one of the best part about this figure is when the original figure it has this thing. So in the original figure, it just stands out like this. The bumper one is just like this, which bothers some people. And the DNA design released an upgrade kit that allows for it to fold into the side right here, which looks cleaner and tidier in my opinion. So it also includes that. Now let's go talk about the feet itself, the mechanical details, the fake tires on that one. Let me just focus that real quickly. Looks nice. And let me just swivel this. This swivel is pretty tight. The mechanical detail on the feet itself looks nice, and the feet are nicely sculpted, and the wheels also as well. Another thing that I would like to point out before we talk about the posability a lot more is that he has an ankle, oh my god, an ankle pivot in the Studio Series Ironhide, because in the original figure it doesn't have an ankle pivot, but thanks to the DNA design, the Ironhide is now able to have a ankle pivot, which is super nice. It has included this stuff. Of course, to the side here you have a 4x4 decals or something like that. Looks pretty nice, accurate to the movie. And then we have the back itself, and the back looks really nice, I guess. I mean, it's still cable steady. You can see the top of the truck mode, but it's still pretty nice. I think from the back it does still look nice in my opinion. And then some more mechanical details on the legs and the feet and the knees, and some miscellaneous truck bits. Yeah, for detailing, this is absolutely gorgeous. Accessories, it comes with this little baggie over here. So let's pull out the instruction manual first. So this guy comes with an instruction manual. I think that they took it from Studio Series Ironhide itself because it looks quite similar to the Studio Series figure. Next up we have is this giant sword, which plugs into Ironhide side. I don't think this is in the original figure. This is more like from the original Leader Class Ironhide figure, I think. And what you gotta do is plug one side into the hand right there, and then you plug in the underside one, and then you can snap it to this little tab over there into this hole, and then just like that, it should hold really nicely. And this figure, it has a really too tight. I haven't actually sent it out yet, but so it's kind of hard to put in. So either way, that's how you put it into the figure, and this looks nice. It looks nicely sculpted as well. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Next we have these All Dark of the Moon guns, and this guy looks also nice. It's sculpted nicely, but in the but compared to the DNA design kit, this is less painted because then the DNA design has more paint than this one. And of course, the knife can be touchable, so you can put it on a hat if you want to. So I'm just gonna put it on the gun because it does look nice and has more color to the gun. And another thing is that you can put this gun in the back of Ironhide with these set of tabs over here, 1 and 2, and then you just put it on Ironhide's hand like so. There you go. As you can see, it has some more arsenal to Ironhide, which looks dope as fuck. Also a tab on each of the gun over here, so if you put, for example, the knife, you can just put it like so, I believe, and then yeah, you can just slide the hand up if you have some knives over here. Let me just demonstrate it for you. And bam, look at that. That looks so good. It reminds me of Dark of the Moon. And it is like with the 9%. So weapon storage, pretty good, I guess. So you have some more, to have the knife, the gun, and also the bigger sword with the cannon also. So if you just want to remove the cannons, you can do that and have an accurate Dark of the Moon style pose. For weapon storage, I guess this looks nice. And finally, the last two accessories is actually for the car mode, and we're going to be talking about this one in the car mode in more detail. But this one is a filler, and this one is just extra accessories, I guess, for the back of the truck. There's going to be a filler to a hole inside Ironhide's car mode, and I'm going to talk about that in more detail in the car mode as well. Last thing is this one. I don't think this is an accessory, but this is supposed to plug into each of the cannon itself. And of course, I'm going to be talking about this a lot in the car mode. But basically, when the figure arrived when it first arrived, it mistransformed. The cannons are not equipped into his hand, and has these two tabs over here. Now these two tabs acts as you can put it in underneath the truck mode to have some firepower in the truck also. So I'm going to be explaining this more in detail in the truck mode. So overall, in terms of accessories and then the toy itself, this is so good. You get basically the DNA design with the Ironhide figure also as well. So I think for terms of the price and everything, this is super worth it. You get the accessories and stuff like that in instruction manual. I think this looks nice. And don't forget that this figure is super cheap. I'm gonna put it in the screen right now in terms for dollars. It's super cheap. So far I'm actually pretty impressed with this figure. Let's talk about the posability of this guy before we go from the shop. First of all, the head is on a ball joint, so you got ball joint on the head, and you can look up that far. We have some hinge joint in this. You can look up that far and look down that far. You can also rotate the side to side, but very limited, not that much. The arm, you can rotate the arm, but that doesn't have a full 360 rotation because of this hood right here. You have a tight elbow swivel over here. Has some swivel. You get a 90-degree bend. This is looser out of the box than the other one, and then you have some wrist swivel here. Even though this is actually looser, I mean, you can fix it. Even though this is loose, you can take a look at this. There is a hole there that you can put some super glue in it, and it should be able to fix it. Put some super glue in it, and then just keep moving the arm until it solidifies and hardens. There's no waist swivel, and then the legs can move out about that far. You can kick that far, and you will kick that up. And there's a thigh swivel on the left side. Is much more tighter. I appreciate that. It's much more tighter than the other one. And then we have a bend. The bend is super tight. The bend at the knee over there. You can adjust the tightness with screw. And then the feet can move up and then down, not at all. And of course the ankle pivot, like we mentioned before. But due to being the feet made out of the tires, it of course has a hard time standing this up. It's not the most stable thing, but you can stand it up. Of course, you can stand it up with the ankle pivot, but it's a bit wobbly, of course, due to be a tire. So I would say the robot mode is really nice, apart from the left hand, pretty loose. But I'm not really that bothered by it, because as long as it doesn't break like the certain other figure. So yeah, I think in terms of robot mode, this looks accurate, and at least from the front. The back's not so much. At least it looks nice. It looks pretty good. It's pretty detailed. The paint itself is also durable, and the plastic itself is much more durable than the Optimus Prime figure that I previously reviewed. The Baiwei started the TW-1026. It's not brittle, the plastic. It looks nice. I can safely say to you guys that this is an improvement than Optimus Prime figure. and yeah, I will highly recommend it. But of course, we're gonna transform it into the robot mode, to the car mode itself. Talk about the car mode accessories, and yeah, and then some stuff like that. But before I tell you to transform it, you need to take off the cannons first before you transform up. Yes, parts forming exists in this figure, but so does the filler. So I mean, if you want to use the filler to fill the gaps in Ironhides, like I mean, this is gonna part that's gonna be covered up. It's gonna have parts forming either way, even if you do not remove the cannon. But if you don't want to remove the filler, you're just gonna have to take out the cannon. So yes, part forming is at play here, and I don't really mind about it as long as it doesn't compromise the build quality of the figure. So yeah, let's transform into the truck mode. Oh yeah, this is the size comparison. I forgot to record it, so here's a picture of it. And here we have, guys, the truck mode. It's fully transformed up, and this looks amazing. But I do have a tough time transforming this guy because there's a lot of quality. I don't know if it's because of the quality control issues or because of me not lining up properly. Because this side right here, there's this peg over here that's supposed to tap it into that hole, and there's this piece over here supposed to tap into that hole, but for some strange reasons it doesn't want to. But if you look at underneath the side, it must be something with lining up with the hand itself. But so that's why I didn't bother to finish it, because I might end up breaking it if I force it. So yeah, everything else taps in quite nicely. It does feel really tight, and it even rolls really nicely. It's much better. This toy is much better than the Optimus Prime one, which doesn't really roll that well, but this gun rolls really well. And yeah, I quite like this one. And of course, and this is supposed to be black instead of silver, and there's the GMC logo supposed to be red if you guys wanted to paint it red, stuff like that. I've also included this part over here, the filler that comes with the figure itself. It kind of covers up the hole in the inside of the here, which cleans up really nicely. But of course, if you do decide to use the filler, you might end up with a parts forming. Some people have issues with it, but I'm not, so I'm just gonna put this thing in here while transforming it, so it does look nice and flat. It also comes with the accessory that we talked about earlier. This one, you can put this one in here to, I don't know, maybe this is with copyright issues or something like that, but I mean, it does look nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't really like it. I would prefer the movie accuracy that comes with the figure. Remember this piece that's supposed to travel into the cannon? Well, let me just show you an example of this. So if we just put that in the hole over there, it should look like this, and you can plug this thing underneath the truck bed, and you can just plug that in just like so, and you could have a cannon kind of shooting towards the head. I think it looks good, I guess, but it's more like for the Dark of the Moon game, where it does have kind of that thing. But I don't really like it, so I'm just gonna take this off and put it in a plastic bag and put this thing on when in robot mode. Overall, the truck mode is nice. I really like that the quality is strong, just like I mentioned before. Even with some minor quality control issues, I still like this truck mode. I mean, it does look good from front and back. All the tabs lined up really nicely, except this one, which of course might be my think it might be my mistake because of this lining up over here, like I said before. And if you look at the underside of it, it does Kibble City. If you look at on the side, it does look like Kibble City, and there's a toes slipping out of it. But even so, it's still pretty clean. You cannot even saw that there's a head, or is this even transformed into a robot mode, even with the ton of kibble. But overall, I think it looks nice. So just go transfer back to the robot mode and have some of my final results. Alright, so I transferred back to the robot mode, and I gotta tell you guys, in my opinion, this figure is absolutely worth it. I mean, with the cheap price, the amount of accessories that you get, and the build quality itself is super solid, and it's better than the Optimus Prime figure. I highly recommend to get this figure if you haven't already. So if you guys haven't owned the original figure, which is the Studio Series 14 Ironhide, then this is a really good pickup if you guys just want to get the accessories with the DNA kit plus stuff, and of course with if you're keeping this being a knockoff and also with all that stuff. And I will highly recommend to get this figure. Really, this is pretty good figure considering the price. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be posing this guy in a shelf. Probably after I buy Sentinel Prime, I'm gonna be posing this guy up as if he was being shot by Sentinel's rust gun. So yeah, anyway, in my opinion, this is absolutely worth it. Better than the original figure, than the original Studio Series figure. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. This is a pretty good figure with some really, even with some minus, some cutesy control with the loose left elbow and some taps that I want to tap in during car mode. I still think this is pretty worth it with the considering the price. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do want to see some more of these tutorial reviews, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.